All right, so last week, any of y'all that were in the chat, we watched it's kind of like the first part, I guess you could say, of what we're watching. Of this, I don't even know what you'd say, 3i Atlas. It's like a gigantic comet thing, and there's speculation that it's fucking not a comet. So the one that we watched last week, here, I'll just quickly go in and show y'all. It was this one. Now, since then, he's kind of released a couple videos, but this is the one that he released 4 days ago. And then there's another one up here somewhere. I'm just worried that these videos are kind of more clickbait than anything.
Like so many other discoveries in astronomy, not with a flash of light or a boom.
I want to see how it goes.
But with a faint, silent blip. A motion across the blackness of space so subtle, so eerily calculated, that even the most advanced tracking systems almost missed it. At first, it was thought to be a comet. Then, maybe an asteroid. But the more we looked, the more 3i Atlas defied every label we tried to place on it. It was too symmetrical to be natural, too silent to be alive, and far too controlled to be adrift. Scientists remembered Oumuamua, that strange, tumbling shard of interstellar mystery that passed through our solar system years earlier, leaving behind more questions than answers. But 3i Atlas...
Okay, that's another thing too. When did that happen? Oumuamua, whatever the fuck he just said. Oumuamua, la la la. Nowadays, can't trust the fucking thing. That's facts. Oumuamua. It's apparently a comet. Huh. So I'm gonna guess we're in here somewhere. This is kind of cool. This is sick. This unusual object had been wandering through the Milky Way, unattached to any star system, for hundreds of millions of years before its chance encountered our star system. I mean, that's what happens. They get fucking launched by something that happened way the fuck out there. This unusually big variation in brightness means that the object is highly elongated, about 10 times as long as it is wide. With the complex, we also found that it had a reddish color similar to the objects in the outer solar system. Huh. Now, do they have... I want to see a picture of them side by side, because I'm pretty sure one is fucking massive. The one that...
Bigger, slower, smarter.
Yeah, this one is
now,
huge.
Thanks to the James Webb Space Telescope, our most powerful eye in the cosmos, we have confirmation of something deeply unsettling. 3i Atlas is not just similar to Oumuamua. It is far more advanced, far more dangerous, and possibly...
They try to say it's alien, so I know. I've seen the first part.
When 3i Atlas
Did you miss it from last week?
It was immediately obvious that this was no ordinary visitor. Objects from outside our solar system don't usually pass so close to Earth. They blaze by at wild angles, on unpredictable paths, and then disappear forever into the black. But 3i Atlas moved differently. It didn't barrel through space. It coasted. Its trajectory was eerily smooth, almost like it had been piloted. Its path allowed it to drift past several of our planets in ways that maximized gravitational efficiency.
Oh, yeah. So basically, like, if you've just been kind of like watching a bunch of random shit, so basically why they think it's like it could be extraterrestrial life is because it is a comet that emits its own light source, which makes no fucking sense. And then another thing is they're saying that it doesn't emit anything other than carbon dioxide, which is another huge red flag. But the thing is how are they getting all of this data? Like, and how accurate is it actually? Because like they even say in the last video we watched that even if it is aliens and we have no idea, bro, they could have some sort of fucking like cloaking system to make it look like that, and it's not that. It could be a massive ship that's like a 30 times bigger than what we're seeing. Like, you have no idea. You literally have no idea.
When astronomers backtracked its origin, they realized something far more disturbing.
what they're basically saying is like it could be an asteroid that's been hollowed out and it's basically been turned into like a spacecraft. And it's kind of funny because like as they were going through all the data and before he said that, I was thinking it like, yo, this is fucked. Like this is actually fucked. And then he says it, I'm like, bro,
The path of
like
3I
if you think
Atlas
about it, it
wasn't
makes
just
sense.
unlikely,
But
it was statistically impossible without
what they were
intelligent
talking about later in
intervention.
the video, how like it every was it 7 months or 7 years or something, like another one makes another pass, and I was like, okay, this whole thing is a little far fetched. You're going down the rabbit hole with that.
A
But
rogue body couldn't have avoided debris fields,
the
solar
whole like
radiation
I don't know,
spikes,
man.
and planetary collision zones.
There's
with such
definitely life
elegance.
out there. There's
It
no
was
way
like
there
watching
isn't.
a chess piece move through a board where every square was a threat.
And
yet
if
it
you think that
danced
there
through
isn't, then you're
perfectly,
just
as if
fucking.
it knew the
I'm
game
sorry,
better
but you're
than
just
we did.
naive and very
With
arrogant.
James Webb fully online, scientists wasted no time pointing it toward
We
3I
are literally
Atlas.
ants
What
on
it
a
saw
fucking
left even
world
the
in the
most
middle of
skeptical
nowhere.
astronomers
Like,
speechless.
there's just no way,
First,
bro.
the
Mhm.
thermal readings. Unlike comets or asteroids,
We are
which typically
nothing. We
emit
are a
heat
blimp in
random
time.
bursts as ice
People
supplements
don't
and
seem to
surface
understand
materials
that.
react to solar radiation. 3I Atlas showed a consistent rhythmic pattern of heat emission.
Oh, my bad,
like
I
a
was
signal
yapping. We
was a
missed all that.
threat, and yet it danced through perfectly, as if it knew the game better than we did. With James Webb fully online, scientists wasted no time pointing it toward 3I Atlas. What it saw left even the most skeptical astronomers speechless.
This guy needs to put
First,
fucking
the thermal
bookmarks.
readings. Unlike comets
So yeah,
or
this right here.
asteroids, which typically emit heat in random bursts as ice supplements and surface materials
So he's going over it
react
right
to
here,
solar
how
radiation.
comets, like when they're going through the air and when they're on fire, it
3I
emits certain,
Atlas showed a
like
consistent
all comets are made of different things, right?
rhythmic pattern of heat
Maybe.
emission, like a signal.
Maybe you have
Not
no idea,
chaotic,
bro.
not
Like we
random,
actually
but
don't know.
pulsed, measured. Webb's spectrography revealed materials never before seen in any known interstellar object. Hyper-reflective compounds.
Minus
possibly
233
artificial,
Celsius,
and
bro. I
dense
can't even
internally.
imagine how cold that is.
Webb's
I've worked in like minus 35, 40, and it
Spectrography
sucks.
revealed materials never before seen in any known
It
interstellar
fucking
object.
sucks. Minus
Hyper-reflective
233
compounds, possibly
Celsius?
artificial,
Holy
and dense
fuck,
internal
dude.
structuring suggesting hollow segments. But most haunting of all was a faint recurring anomaly. A low
While we're
bandwidth
watching rock.
electromagnetic frequency echoing from within the object,
Space,
repeating
man.
every 147 seconds.
And the
identical to a
galaxy
known
and
pulsar
stars,
signature.
bro.
Yet the object
Aliens.
had no internal energy source, no spinning core, no magnetic field. It was mimicking something. Or
So yeah, like right here he goes over it too. So
and when
he's kind of just
scientists
recapping what they did in the
cross-referenced
last
that signal
video.
with
How it's
data
just
from Oumuamua,
it's
they
not like a
discovered
normal
something
comet.
terrifying. The exact same frequency was detected once, briefly, in Oumuamua's tail, just before it left our system. Only now that signal was louder. When Oumuamua
What's
passed
fucked?
by Earth,
What's fucked is like there's someone getting the technology to kind of see all this shit now, like a ways away from our fucking planet. Like, bro, we don't even know what happened like 40 years ago. Like, there could have been some fuck shit happening like over at Saturn, and we would have had no idea, bro.
Earth in
There could have been a whole
2007.
goddamn galactic fleet, and we wouldn't have even known, man.
19, it did so quietly.
Like,
It had no
wait,
cometary
really,
tail,
Tube? Oh,
no
we gotta
clear
search that up
source of
after this, bro.
propulsion, And its strange acceleration puzzled experts.
There's 3 different ones so far, and I've seen what people are saying. Yo,
It
that's
was
sick.
cigar-shaped,
So I've
tumbling
seen there's
end
like
over
light
end
holes and
like a
black holes
slow-motion
and like,
dart. And yet,
yeah, bro.
it moved
We gotta look
faster
at that
than
after
gravity
this.
alone could explain. Some argued it was alien technology.
We're going down the
Others
fucking
insisted it
rabbit
was a
hole.
fluke of physics. But the debate
Oh my
never
god,
ended
what is that?
because the object disappeared before
Yo, was
we
that
could study
AI?
it.
Was it just me, or did that look
Now
like
could
shit?
explain. Some argued it was alien technology. Others insisted it was
Is
a
that
fluke of
AI?
physics.
Dude, that looks
But the
like
debate never
butthole.
ended because the object disappeared before we could study it. But now, with
So we had supermassive black holes and stellar mass black
3I
holes.
Atlas
Oh
emerged,
shit,
the
okay.
mystery of Oumuamua came rushing back. Not because this new
We might have to
object
check out what the
resembled it,
difference
but
is,
because
man.
it surpassed it in every metric. Larger, slower, more stable, and clearly deliberate. Some began to suspect that Oumuamua wasn't a scout, it was a probe, a passive reconnaissance device. But 3I Atlas? This wasn't passive. This was interactive. This was observing us as we observed it. This was the second phase, like the difference between a
Yeah,
radar
see, this is
beam
where he goes
and a
into like
drone.
the phases
And if
and
that's true, then we must ask
I don't know
question
about
no
all
one
this,
dares
man.
say out loud. What is coming
we
next?
found intermediate mass black holes. And so at first, weren't black holes supposed to be like they would just, at first we thought they were just something that, like, sucked everything in and you'd never see it again. But aren't they actually like a fucking, like, it's like a warp hole or something? Like it puts you somewhere else in like space or something? Like it's like a fucking teleporter or some shit.
Has not confirmed any
Wait,
alien activity.
that's what I think. I personally think it is like a fucking, it's like a teleporter almost. Because it can't just
Official
suck you in and
statements
just,
remain
like,
guarded, neutral, and
yeah,
couched in
you could suck
scientific
you into the
jargon.
black hole and fucking
independent-
destroy your fucking, like, kill you and destroy all your cells and shit. But like those cells gotta go somewhere. Like, yeah, I can
Researchers,
feast off of
those
it,
not
but
shackled by government protocol,
then that
have
makes it
gone
like a,
public with their fears.
it's
In
more of a
leaked internal
planet, not a
chats,
fucking,
the team at the European
you know what I
Space
mean?
Agency referred to 3I Atlas as a possible consciousness engine. What that means exactly is unclear, but when paired with Webb's latest images, the theory takes on a horrifying shape. The structural layout inside 3I Atlas resembles recursive geometric fractals,
Gotcha.
patterns known to emerge in complex systems like brain tissue.
Yeah, no, I think we're on
quantum
our
processors.
science
It's
arc
as if
here.
the object was built, not just to survive space, but to think through it. And more disturbingly, to evolve while moving
It's so sick,
through
bro. I
star
fucking love
systems.
space.
Imagine a spacecraft that becomes smarter the more it observes, that adapts
See,
its
like
own
this, I don't
materials.
understand. He's like saying a spacecraft that becomes smarter as it observes, bro. You're basically just saying that there's aliens in this motherfucker that are watching us.
Shapes and behaviors based
The
on
fucking
what
ship
it
itself
encounters.
isn't living. That's
Not
fucked.
artificial intelligence as we understand it.
Like he
but
explains it
something
here.
organic, systemic, and potentially sentient.
He's basically
what we
saying
need.
it's like a fucking transformer. It is like a transformer that's been made by something else that's collecting data from who the fuck knows where.
Facing now.
That I
Not
don't
just a
think is
visitor,
true. I
but
think
a
that's a
learning
little
entity.
far-fetched.
And if it's learning from us, what is it preparing for?
I don't know about that.
Just when scientists believed
first
they had
one makes
mapped
more
the
sense.
future trajectory of 3I Atlas, something happened that shattered
That
the
on the
fragile
black holes. Yeah,
consensus.
yeah, yeah.
A sudden
Back
redirection.
to like these, like the comets, like I personally think the first theory, like with them being hollowed out and it could be like, you know, turned into some kind of spacecraft, I feel like that's more plausible than what he's going over right now. What he's going over right now seems a little bit more, I don't know.
On a clear night, telescopes
Doesn't
in Chile
really-
and Hawaii
I don't
recorded
know.
a minute but unmistakable
I'd have to see something
course
to
shift,
fucking believe it, you feel me?
unexplainable by gravity, solar wind, or any known natural force. The object veered slightly off its projected arc, aligning instead with a completely new vector, one that leads it closer to Earth's orbital plane. To some, it was a glitch. But to mission analysts at the Deep Space Network, the conclusion was more alarming. 3I Atlas had responded, either to our presence or to something else. But it changed direction with the kind of timing and finesse that implied decision-making. And that word, decision, is what sparked late-night emergency meetings at NASA, ESA, and private think tanks around the world. This wasn't random, it was surgical, and it confirmed a possibility long feared. If Oumuamua was a passive observer, then 3I Atlas is actively watching, and perhaps maneuvering. While public institutions remained quiet, a group of independent data scientists and cryptographers began analyzing the electromagnetic pulses coming from 3I Atlas. Using deep neural networks trained on multi-language pattern recognition and cosmic signal logs, they uncovered a recursive sequence, not a message in words, but in ratios. The golden ratio. the
Yeah, I don't
Fibonacci
know about all this,
sequence,
man.
prime number spirals, the same codes that appear in biological life, galaxy formations, DNA sequencing, and ancient architectural structures on Earth. Some dismiss this as coincidence.
This is going so far down
the
the rabbit
signal
hole
wasn't
that, like,
constant.
bro, maybe we
It
were
changed
made
over
by
time,
aliens and placed
reacting
here.
subtly to solar activity, to planetary
I don't even
proximity,
know.
and even to radio emissions from Earth. One chilling discovery emerged. A brief disruption in the pulse pattern matched exactly with the moment James Webb first locked onto 3I Atlas in the infrared spectrum. Meaning, the object may have detected that we were observing it. It knows we see it. And it responded with a mathematical fingerprint that speaks a language older than speech itself. A language of construction, of life, of design. It wasn't just the trajectory or the signal that terrified researchers. It was what lay beneath the surface. James Webb's spectroscopy picked up faint traces of complex carbon molecules, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons,
This doesn't
on
make
the outer
sense.
shell of 3I Atlas. These are not just organic
If it was an
compounds.
asteroid emitting or a comet emitting carbon dioxide, what the fuck would it be made of? That makes no sense. That actually makes no sense. I'm like, bro. Yeah, that doesn't make sense, bro. Like,
They are considered the building blocks of prebiotic chemistry, precursors to amino acids, RNA structures, and
they
ultimately life
became telling
itself.
about it. So like,
What makes
yeah,
this discovery
facts.
so alarming is their purity. Unlike the chaotic mixes found in primitive comets, these molecules were perfectly structured, suggesting
This
they
is
were
what
either
doesn't make
refined or
sense.
grown. Some theorized this might be a seed ship, an ancient carrier of life, designed not just to explore, but to colonize. And if true, then Earth may not be a destination by accident. It could be a target, not of war, not of destruction, but of assimilation, a place to plant, observe, and eventually merge with.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
Interstellar visitors,
If that
Oumuamua,
actually happened,
Borisov,
bro,
and
holy
3I
fuck.
Atlas, scientists are beginning to connect dots they never thought
I think that
possible.
landing site's gonna be a
Oumuamua
fucking.
tumbled, silent and
It's
fast.
gonna be a fucking nuke
Borisov was
hole.
cometary but unusually accelerated.
Because you know
3I
damn well
Atlas,
everyone's just
it's
gonna
a
want to blow
hybrid,
it the fuck
slow,
up.
massive, engineered, and its complexity is growing the longer it remains in the solar system. Webb has recorded
It would
subtle
be
changes in
definitely
its
cool.
reflective
It would definitely be cool. But like if a ship touched down and like, I don't know, you have no idea what their intentions are, right? Like they could show up in like a fucking fleet in a gigantic force that they've been stalking for years, watching us, observing us. They could land here and fucking wipe us out. Like we have no idea.
then Earth may not be a destination by accident. It could be a target, not of war, not of destruction.
I don't know
but of
about all that.
assimilation,
I feel
a
like
place to plant.
the one thing that could possibly happen, which obviously this is such a fucking stretch, but like, is the resources that Earth has to offer, like water, living animals, trees, fucking oxygen, a lot of this shit other planets and things don't have, like that we know of around here, like even just in our solar system. So like, I don't know.
Observe, and eventually
I feel like they're gonna come for our resources.
merge with. Now, with 3 confirmed interstellar visitors, Oumuamua,
I don't know if that's in
Borisov, and
100
3I
years,
Atlas,
1,000 years.
scientists are beginning to connect dots they never thought possible. Oumuamua tumbled, silent and fast. Borisov was cometary but unusually accelerated. 3I Atlas? It's a hybrid, slow, massive, engineered, and its complexity is growing the longer it remains in the solar system. Webb has recorded subtle changes in its
What the
reflective
fuck,
surface,
bro?
shifts in patterning that suggest self-reconfiguration, like a machine adjusting itself.
Yeah, so here
adapting,
he's so this video is kind of the
And
same,
here's the most
so
terrifying
he's just worded it
development.
differently.
As of the latest readings, 3I Atlas has begun emitting a secondary signal, lower frequency, longer pulses, and it's pointed toward deep space, not Earth. It's broadcasting outward. Some say it's calling for reinforcements. Others believe it's reporting back. But either way, one thing is
Reporting
now
back
undeniable.
makes more
This was
sense.
never just an interstellar rock. This was a node, a probe, a messenger. Just when scientists thought
I don't
they
know.
had
I feel like
gathered all
if they
there
were
was
to
to learn
invade, they
from
wouldn't do it
3I
yet.
Atlas,
There's no reason
something
to.
happened that broke the barrier between observation
I feel like
and consequence. A high-altitude surveillance
There's gotta be a
balloon over
reason
the
to.
Antarctic region, part of a classified atmospheric monitoring program, detected a powerful microwave burst, brief, sharp, and centered precisely above the southern pole. At first, it was blamed on solar interference, until data cross-checks showed the timing aligned perfectly with a new angular shift in 3I Atlas's trajectory. But that's not all. Moments after the burst, several seismic stations on the frozen continent recorded ultra-low frequency rumbles, not associated with tectonic activity.
And like I
or
was
ice
saying,
movement.
when I was saying, like what I said in the last time we watched the last video, is like we are like a blimp in space, and like us, like time on Earth in space is nothing. Like for that fucking comet to like send a signal back to fucking HQ or whatever, and then them send a fleet, it would take like no time. It would take like it wouldn't take it to us. It would probably seem like a very long time, but because it's so far away, it would probably just like it's kind of hard to explain, but we would be fucked.
These frequencies were identical in pitch
There's
and
nothing we can
duration
do.
to the deep space pulse emitted by 3I Atlas. Suddenly, what was believed to be a cosmic anomaly became a terrestrial intrusion. Was the object somehow influencing our planet's magnetic field? Or worse, was it triggering some sort of activation buried beneath the ice? The idea that 3I Atlas could be awakening dormant systems on Earth, natural or otherwise, wasn't just
Doesn't really make
unthinkable,
sense.
it was unacceptable, and yet the data was irrefutable. Back at Mission Control, one of the youngest data analysts stumbled upon something buried deep within a set of archived telescope images. When he overlaid 3I Atlas's trajectory across
It would take them less than a sec to be right there. No, exactly. Like, and that's the thing. Like, the time that it would take for them to get here in our lifespan would not be long. Like, I don't think people realize how long it would. Like, it. Yeah.
a celestial
If they have
coordinate
an
field
actual mothership with like a Halo style or like Star Wars with a fucking massive ship and a bunch of other fucking little ships, like I mean that's the only thing I can think of. What the fuck else are they gonna be like? Unless they're just things that we can't even wrap our minds around, like basically ghost beings that like are
Ancient
like
Babylonian
we
star
don't know.
maps.
Like
he noticed that the object's path intersected not just planetary alignments,
kind of
but
scary,
stellar
bro.
constellations considered sacred in multiple civilizations: Orion, Draco, and the Pleiades. When plotted over time, these intersections formed a perfect spiral. One mirrored almost identically in ancient cave art found across South America, Africa, and even pre-dynastic Egypt. Some dismissed the connection as pseudo-archaeology, but others within the Web Science team quietly began running models based on the hypothesis that 3I Atlas's path was performative, a ritualistic mapping encoded into its motion, visible only to species advanced enough to recognize the pattern. What if this object wasn't just traveling, but broadcasting culture, language, memory, a history older than humanity? And if so, was the spiral a message of peace, or a warning left by those who came before? With tensions rising in private defense circles and black-budget agencies, a radical new theory began to gain traction: the lock and key hypothesis. According to this idea, Oumuamua was the lock, a silent, inert object sent to passively assess Earth's readiness, intelligence, and reaction. It was harmless because it was never meant to interact. It was a trigger, a cosmic safe. And 3I Atlas? That's the key. Designed not just to observe, but to unlock something, whether buried within the planet, encoded in our species, or awaiting activation in orbit. Supporting this theory is a discovery made only days ago: a tiny oscillation in Earth's magnetosphere, perfectly timed with the 3I Atlas signal. Invisible to the naked eye, but powerful enough to disrupt long-range communication satellites. The phenomenon only lasted 6 minutes, but during that time, 2 Voyager probes briefly went off protocol, emitting strange bursts of data that analysts have yet to decode. It was as if something had awakened inside them, something familiar, like a handshake or a response. As more information leaks, a controversial but compelling idea has resurfaced: the portal hypothesis. Some scientists, inspired by quantum field theory and exotic matter research, now believe that 3I Atlas may not be a ship or rock in the traditional sense, but rather a mobile gateway, not traveling through space, but generating localized space-time distortions that allow it to fold reality around itself. In short, a moving wormhole generator. The evidence? Subtle lensing distortions recorded by Webb that can't be explained by heat or light. Tiny gravitational warps that behave like micro-singularities. Even more disturbing, these warps don't just affect light, they affect time. Spectral data captured
What
over
the
a 3-hour observation window show a temporal drift, light arriving faster than it should, which could only happen if time itself was being compressed around the object. If this is true, then 3I Atlas isn't just an alien craft. It's an artificial anomaly, a space-time manipulator, a gatekeeper. And Earth may not be its first destination, just its next. As the Webb telescope continued
Yeah, I don't
its
know about that.
long-duration infrared monitoring of 3I
That's a
Atlas,
bit.
scientists made a shocking discovery.
Wait,
The
go
object
back.
wasn't just windows show a temporal. Even more disturbing, these warps don't just affect light; they affect time. Spectral data captured over a 3-hour observation window show a temporal drift, light arriving faster than it should, which could only happen if
Well, I
time
mean,
itself was being compressed.
That's really no different than like Star Wars and like that type of shit where they're going into like overdrive in the Millennium Falcon or whatever, and they're fucking in, you know what I mean? And they're going through space. That's basically what they're doing. Their cells and everything are being fucking catapulted through space
around the object.
so fast
If this
that they're
observation window
this is
show a
that's what
temporal
you
drift,
are, bro. You're
light
fucking
arriving-
you're dust.
These warps don't just affect light, they affect time. Spectral data captured over a 3-hour observation window show a
But does it
temporal
make
drift,
sense that it's a fucking
light arriving
rock?
faster than it should, which could only happen if time itself was being compressed around the object. If this is true, then 3I Atlas isn't just an alien craft. It's an
Yeah,
artificial
like-
anomaly, a space-time manipulator.
I don't know. This is fucked,
gatekeeper.
man.
And Earth may not be its first destination, just its next. As the Webb telescope continued its long-duration infrared monitoring of 3I Atlas, scientists made a shocking discovery. The object wasn't just reflecting starlight, it was emitting radiation in a highly restricted band of the electromagnetic spectrum. This range, between gamma and soft X-ray, was believed to be virtually silent in natural cosmic sources, and yet 3I Atlas was generating pulses that cycled through precise intervals, like a binary sequence. What disturbed
Okay,
researchers
I gotta
most
say this,
wasn't
bro.
just
This one time when we were dirt biking, it was probably like fucking 1 or 2 in the morning. It was way the fuck out in the middle of nowhere. And we were all like chilling, having a fire or whatever. I can't remember if we were packing up and getting ready to leave, and we were just kind of chilling on our bikes, like looking down the hill because we were pretty far up, and you can like look down the valley. And we were looking up in the sky, and I remember seeing, like, I will never forget this, bro. There was this thing in the sky. It like went straight into the middle of the sky, and it stopped. It stayed there for like maybe 5 seconds, and then it just gone, like so fucking fast. And then it just like slowly, like, or like fast, like, how would I even say, like to the left, like to the north, I guess you could say, and it just like disappeared in the sky, like as it kept going. It just like, I don't even know how to explain it. It was the most fucked thing I've ever seen in my life.
the artificial nature of the emissions, but their interaction
I've
with
seen,
Earth-based
like,
instruments.
A lot of fucked shit in the sky like that, because like, I don't know, when you live in the middle of nowhere and you go into areas that aren't like drowned out by city light, you get to see a lot of cool shit. You get to see shit that like, see if I can find it. You get to see, like, here, I'll let it keep
Several
going.
space observatories reported sensor overloads and temporary
Yeah.
blind spots.
Yeah.
One prototype telescope in Australia melted its primary detection chip from a signal spike.
Like this,
just
right here.
9 seconds
I've seen these.
long.
The Aurora
The conclusion was
Borealis.
devastating. 3I Atlas possessed the capacity to blind us, to mute our instruments, to manipulate what we're allowed to see. Oumuamua had been mysterious, but never hostile. 3I Atlas
But I will
was beginning
never
to look
forget
strategic.
seeing that.
Its signals weren't beacons. They were jamming fields, subtle, precise, and deeply intentional. With mounting global anxiety, a multinational team of researchers launched an unexpected experiment, measuring the behavior of
And the
natural
thing that was weird about it too, and it's like, it would have been different if we were down in the States in like Texas or something, because it could have been like, it could have been anything. It could have been like the military. It could have been fucking NASA or some shit. But where we were, bro, there's nothing. It's fucking forest. And then like north of the direction that it went is nothing. There's nothing there, bro. There's this fucking forest, dog.
electromagnetic
Like,
fields on Earth during 3I Atlas's
but it wasn't
closest
coming
approach.
down. It was going
What they found
away.
sparked
Like it was.
panic behind closed doors.
It's weird.
Across the globe,
Yo, what's good, Dwarf?
magnetic anomaly detectors
Like that, doing all kind of moves. It wasn't a drone, but it was just something else.
registered
Yeah,
a
man. Like
synchronization pattern
I
unlike
don't
anything
think-
seen before.
we're
Ancient
not alone.
volcanoes, crystal caverns.
There's no
even
fucking
fault
way.
lines began to resonate at the same frequency as 3I Atlas's pulses. Seismographs picked up low-level vibrations that some geologists described as heartbeat-like, pulsing every 43 seconds in
I'm
perfect
just like
sync.
curious if there's like a full-on like like galaxy, like an intergalactic government, and like I don't know if like say if like aliens showed up here and we started shooting them. Like imagine if they just start showing up in fleets and all different kinds. It's like stop what you're doing now, or you're gonna fucking die. Like
But most eerie of all was a phenomenon.
changing different
observed in
colors is
animals.
crazy.
Entire populations of migratory birds, whales,
That's fucked.
and even subterranean insects simultaneously altered their navigation patterns, as if some invisible compass had flipped. It was as if Earth
Like I've seen a
itself
lot of
remembered
different.
something.
I did a lot of dirt biking when I was younger, like in high school and shit. And we used to always just see random shit flying across the sky like that. But the weirdest one will always be the one where it just like when it just came into the middle of the sky, stopped, and I could see it clear as day. You could tell what it was. You could like it was a big fucking light, and everything else, like all the stars, like it was way bigger. Even like the northern light and everything, it was way bigger. And then it just
Pattern buried in its
gone.
atmosphere.
I'm like,
And
no
3i
way a
Atlas
fucking
was
laser
the
pointer
trigger
would have
that brought
done
it
that.
to
No
the
way a
surface.
spotlight would have done that.
In the
It was
middle of the
way the
Pacific,
fuck up
a
there,
private
dude.
satellite array funded by
It
a
was
tech
so far
billionaire
up.
intercepted a signal burst
Like-
unlike anything previously recorded. It didn't come from Earth, nor from any known satellite. It originated from 3i Atlas, and it was pointed directly at the moon. The message wasn't in
Wait,
any known
what?
language. It was Pacific, a private satellite array funded by a tech billionaire intercepted a signal burst unlike anything previously recorded. It didn't come from Earth, nor from any known satellite.
See, I don't
It
really know if that's
originated
true
from
or not because we
3i
don't have a
Atlas,
credible source.
And it was pointed directly at the moon. The message wasn't in any known language. It was structured as a multi-layered
So take that
wave
with a
packet,
grain of salt.
encoded in 5 dimensions of data: amplitude, frequency, time, polarization,
Everyone else saw it
and
too,
harmonic
yeah.
tone. Specialists
That's
in
where you go like,
symbolic
holy shit, am I seeing shit? And you like look at them and they're just like, no, I saw that too. Like that's where it's like, God fucking damn it.
mathematics tried to decode it. Linguists ran simulations. But what emerged was less a sentence and more a command, a structured set of instructions, seemingly executable by an unknown system. When NASA's Deep Space Network traced its trajectory, it confirmed the horrifying truth. The transmission hit a very specific lunar coordinate, an area with unusually high mass concentrations, or mascons, long believed to be ancient remnants of internal activity, or something else. Now the theory is no longer
Dark of the
science
Moon.
fiction. 3i Atlas may be trying to activate
It's the
something
Decepticons.
buried
They're
on the
hiding the
moon.
pillars.
Behind the scenes, not all
We gotta
efforts are
go, bro.
scientific. In a last-ditch attempt to test the object's behavior, a covert military probe was launched from a classified orbital platform disguised as a communications satellite. Its mission: perform a close flyby of 3i Atlas and deploy a high-resolution scan using ionized particle waves. The probe never made it. Just 1.3 million kilometers from the target, the feed went dark. At first, analysts assumed a technical fault, but 27 seconds before signal loss,
I
the
really
probe
wasn't trying
recorded
to
something
understand
that
what it
chilled
was
even the
more.
most
Yeah,
hardened
yeah.
experts. An energy wall.
And that's what I mean by like ghosts and like a light source and like other beings. Like there's probably things out there that aren't like what we think they are. Like you look at movies and shit, we always think of like it's Star Wars, all the different types of aliens and species and that I think it might be something like that, but I think there's more to it than that. Like what you just said, how like there's probably beings that are like ghost forms and like bro, we have no fucking idea, dog. Look at what we're looking at in this picture right here.
Not a physical structure, but a field of
There's just
charged
no
particles
way there isn't
arranged in a
fucking
lattice-like configuration, similar to a Faraday
So many
cage.
random
It
species,
was like
bro.
running into an invisible
There's
barrier.
different
The
beings.
last image received showed a fractal reflection of the probe itself,
Bros wording.
as if the object was being scanned in return, in perfect mimicry. Then, silence. That's when it became undeniable. 3i Atlas wasn't just detecting threats. It was shielded, reactive, and possibly alive. Not in the biological sense, but in the quantum sense. A machine with awareness, a system with memory, a guardian of something we were never meant to reach. So now we ask the question no one dares say out loud. What if 3i Atlas didn't just stumble into our solar system by chance? What if it never entered at all, but was awakened, waiting, dormant, positioned along a trajectory not for exploration, but for repetition? What if its course is ancient, calculated to intersect with civilizations only when they reach a certain threshold, a level of technological awareness, of cosmic curiosity.
Yeah, that's a little
of
crazy. I don't
daring.
know about that.
And what if we cross that line too soon? Because maybe the real horror isn't that 3i Atlas is artificial, or that it's alive, or even that it's watching us. Maybe the most terrifying truth is that it's not watching us at all. That everything it's doing, every signal, every adjustment, every silent maneuver, is
But
meant
like
for
that's the
something
thing,
else.
man. Is like that's another reason too. Is like humans think so like 2D and 3-dimensional. Like
Lying
there
truth
could be
is that
so
it's
much
not
more
watching
out there
us
that
at
we
all.
don't even know,
Nothing
bro,
behind it.
and we just can't
Every
even
signal,
understand
every adjustment, every
because
the most
of how
terrifying
we
truth
like.
is that it's not watching us at all. That everything
I don't
it's
know,
doing,
bro. Makes you wonder. It makes you fucking wonder. All right, we're gonna watch Tube's video here.
Black hole mergers
Yo,
define
Sam, what's goody? They're way more advanced than us, so exactly, dude. Like it scares the shit out of me,
black hole
but it's also so
mergers
cool.
defying our understanding of physics?
Oh
What's up
hell
with
yeah!
that? Well, nobody doesn't love black holes, or at least doesn't love talking about them. Avoid them if you see one coming. Back in my day, in graduate school, many moons ago, we know how to make black holes as the endpoint of stellar evolution. How does that work? Well, the sun, after another 5 billion years, has been around for 5 billion. So after a 10 billion year lifespan, it's going to run out of fuel in its core. And then it will release its outer layers of gas into space and lay bare a dense core that we call a white dwarf and create a very beautiful nebula in space, by the way.
It'll be so
We'll be in the middle
dead,
of it.
dead,
We'll be
dead.
long dead by then, but it would be a very beautiful nebula to other star systems if they train their telescope on us. That's one way a star can die, with the mass of the sun. But how about stars that are 8 or 10 times as massive as the sun?
Yeah, that's what I was
Well, they have a very
just watching
different
YouTube and
fate.
playing. Oh,
There's
nice,
much
nice.
more is going on in
Nice
the core
mobile
of those
launch.
stars than is going on in the core of our sun. Above a certain mass, the endpoint of a star is not just gently release the outer gases. The endpoint of that star is it runs out of fuel, its core collapses, and undergoes total spontaneous nuclear fusion, blowing the guts of the star to smithereens. It can outshine the entire galaxy in which that explosion takes place. We call these explosions supernovae. Typically,
These
at
are
the end
so
of a supernova,
cool.
what's in the core of that is a dense ball of neutrons. In keeping with astronomical naming and nomenclature, we call that a neutron star. Very dense, much denser than the white dwarf left over from when the sun dies. What happens if the star is 10, 11, 12, 15 times the mass of the sun? Well, it has so much mass that when the core collapses, it keeps collapsing. The collapse, in a way, is stronger than the explosion that would otherwise take place. It collapses in on itself.
That's
bada
it.
bing,
It like warps.
thus is born
It
a black
warps
hole.
space
That star
time.
would have lost some of its mass along the
Turns
way,
into a
but what got folded
fucking.
into the black hole? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10
Someone
times
someone
the mass of the
explained
sun.
it the other day. I saw somebody do it with like a piece of paper, and they basically like they explain it like if you take a piece of paper and you pretend the piece of paper is like space, if you will, like the outer borders or something, and they flipped it like this, and then they're like, okay, well this star here just blew up, and then he took a pencil and fucking just the way he explained it, and I was like, bro, what the fuck, like
All those stellar
what?
mass black holes. And we expect them to be
Like
dotting the
space isn't what we
galaxy
think, bro.
where
Like
stars
it's
have been born.
yeah,
laid
it's
out
just
their
an
lives
open
and died.
space, but like, dude, I like
Towards the end
there's
of my
so
time
much
in
more
graduate
to it.
school,
I
there were
swear.
suspicions that the centers of galaxies might harbor a black hole. Not just any black hole, a supermassive black hole. Way more massive than the one you'd get from the endpoint of stellar evolution. So we started looking. This predates the Hubble telescope now. Get the best ground-based telescopes, the best spaceborne telescopes. In some galaxies, we find a supermassive black hole. And in keeping with astronomical extrapolations, Many of us said, me included, if we have a supermassive black hole in these three galaxies, and these are the first three galaxies we've even looked for them, then clearly every galaxy has a supermassive black hole. Why not presume that and then go check? And that's what we did. Bring in the Hubble telescope, which had very good vision down into the centers of galaxies. Sure enough, every galaxy we have ever observed in its center has a supermassive black hole. Even we have
Yeah,
a
supermassive black hole in the Milky
Remember,
Way.
the center of the Milky Way
Mm-hmm.
is 4 or 5 million times the mass of the sun. How about Andromeda?
So the only thing that makes sense is when that star exploded and turned into the black hole, it emitted everything and did the supernova, and that's how the galaxy starts. Like, that's the only thing that makes sense, right? Like, that's how it works.
Andromeda's almost our
Because of
twin.
all of the
It's another
fucking
grand spiral galaxy.
shit it
And
emits.
it's the closest big galaxy to the Milky Way. It's a little bigger than us, but does it have a supermassive black hole? It sure does. And what's its mass? 100 million times the mass of the sun. We don't know how to
Yeah,
make them
dude.
yet, but
Okay,
clearly this is a thing.
After this video, we got to look at the videos of different size comparisons of different suns, because that shit is crazy.
Thing in the universe. All right. So that sent people to the drawing board. Well, the center of the galaxy is quite a busy place. There are gas clouds that'll lose energy that can dip down into the center, get eaten by these black holes. These black holes can also attract stars and flay them as they come too close. There are mechanisms for these
Yeah, it like tears
black
it
holes in
apart,
the centers
sucks
of
all the
galaxies
particles
to
in.
grow by dining upon material that wanders too close. So we started modeling that, and we're now feel comfortable with supermassive black holes in the centers of galaxies. We even learned that
And the only other reason why I think a black hole is like a time warp or like a teleporter, like a TP, you know what I'm saying? Like portal, like you just boom, go through type shit. Like if it was like a black hole, because it's just you get sucked in and it's done. Like all of that matter has to go somewhere, and like over millions and millions and billions and blah 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 of years of it getting sucked into it. That doesn't make
the
sense.
more
It has
massive
to
the
go
galaxy
somewhere.
is, the more
It
massive
has
the
to
black
go
hole is.
somewhere.
That kind of makes intuitive sense. You still want to be able to explain
Or
it.
does it just
The
reverse the
itty-bitty
process and
galaxies, they
fucking
have
explode
little
again?
itty-bitty black holes. Itty-bitty supermassive black holes. Okay. That gives us two categories of black holes. Stellar mass black holes and supermassive black holes that you'd find in the centers of galaxies. And
Yo,
that
this
was
is
a
cool.
peaceful existence.
And
for
this is new,
decades.
right? We didn't know this like
All right.
20 years ago
There
or
was
something.
no other reason to think we'd have black holes of any other size. And then they started showing up. Intermediate mass black holes.
Oh my
Black
god.
holes that can't be the end of stellar evolution. We know stellar evolution. That's the triumph of 20th century astrophysics. Decades studying the birth, life, and death of stars. We got that. You're not going to get a 20 or 30 mass black hole that comes out of a star that has died. All right? And we got the supermassive black holes. Suppose you find a black hole that's 30, 40, 50, 100 times the mass of the sun. We have no idea how you make them. So let's return to the drawing board. The drawing board is an active thing that's always up in the office. Okay? Is there a way to make an intermediate mass black hole? That is still unresolved. Could it be that you make binary black holes that are 10 solar masses each or 8, and then they merge and their two masses combine, and then they find another black hole mysteriously somehow, and they merge? Is this the product of mergers, or is there its own process that can come together and make these from scratch? We just don't know. We got top people working on it. Top black hole people. That's a good thing. I can't wait to find out what the best model is for creating these black holes that had no previous way to understand how they came into existence. Aliens did it. An active area of research. A headline might say, we have to new physics. Okay, maybe. To describe it as though that's a problem? No, it's an exciting time. That's what being on the frontier of science is all about. Being stumped. Let's gather at our conferences. Let's write our research papers. Let's do the peer review thing. Let's figure out what's going on and move forward this frontier of modern astrophysics. So that is a What's Up With That.
What's up with that?
Neil deGrasse Tyson for Star Talk, bidding you to keep looking up.
Good video, man. So that's new.
Astronomers just detected the most
New
massive
tech.
black hole merger
Oh, we're going into this
ever,
shit.
and it's forcing us to
Okay.
rethink everything we thought we knew. These black holes fall into the mass gap, a range that current models of stellar evolution say shouldn't exist. Add in unusually high spins near theoretical limits, and our standard formation theories start to unravel.
Yeah, like what the
Confirmed,
fuck, dude?
this would change how we think black holes form, grow, and collide. But before we rewrite the textbooks, we need clarity. That's why we think Ground News is one of the most important platforms out there right now. They built an app and website that helps separate speculation from science. With one swipe, we can find original research and highly factual sources alongside the world's perspective to see what's been established, what's being debated, and what facts are missing.
Blah 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 blah
Founded by
blah.
a former NASA engineer, it has the same
So
precision
basically
you'd
it's challenging
expect from a
everything.
space
Yeah,
mission,
that's
but
fucked.
It works like a smarter version of how you're already
That's
staying
fucked.
informed. That's why we've partnered with the platform for years now. So our
And that's what I
viewers
was
can
saying,
follow
bro, is like
every
I
major
really
development
don't
from physics to
think
deep space and more for nearly half the price. Just
I
go
really don't think we understand
ground.news/startup
fully
or
like
scan
the
QR
way
code to
like
get the
space
same
and how
unlimited
everything works
advantage
in
plan
terms
we've
of
been
like
using
that.
for $5 a
Like I
month. A small investment
No.
towards our mission of helping the world understand the cosmos.
I think we
and the
like we
science
understand like what we see, but I think there's just so much more to space and just life and just the way we think is so like two-dimensional and three-dimensional. It is fucking sick. And that's another reason why I also think like I don't know, like extraterrestrial life probably will never fucking talk to us for another bajillion years because of just how we just want to blow everything up, like straight up. And like I even say it too, like if there were aliens that were just to land on the planet, bro, fucking nuke them all to hell. Cause like what if they were to fucking infest the planet or something? You know what I mean? Like I've seen enough alien Romulus and shit to know. I don't want to fucking have our planet fucking get torched. Okay, let's look at the different sun comparisons though.